So before we start the video, I'd like to ask you guys to please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video, as it helps the channel grow. So, let's get into it. Alright, so over the weekend I had a chance to try out the second multiplayer beta test for Undisputed. Just like the last video, I'm just going to give y'all my thoughts on the game and how it's going, what I liked, what I didn't like, and where I think the direction of the game is heading. So without further ado, let's get into it. What's up guys, KT here, back at it with another video. Today, we're doing Undisputed. Finally got a chance to actually sit down and play this game for a little while, and you know, if you had the first beta, you did not have to sign up. All you had to do was download it, and I was fortunate enough to be one of those people who had already downloaded it, so I had a lot of time to sit down and play this game. And so I'm just going to give y'all my quick thoughts on it. I'm not going to keep y'all for too long because I do want y'all to watch some of this gameplay. So as usual, I will start with the graphics. Graphics were good. Graphics were good. We had what, eight fighters I think in this multiplayer beta. We had Roy Jones Jr., we had Nigel Benn, as you can see, we had Rocky Marciano, we had Deontay Wilder, we had Alexander Usyk, we had Chantel Cameron, we had Katie Taylor, and we had Jessica McCaskill. They all look true to themselves. All the renders look true to themselves. They all had specific, their specific things about them. No model looked the same. Alexander Usyk was stout. He was short but stout. Deontay Wilder, as you'll see in this gameplay, is long and skinny, long, lanky, but tall and has long arms. All the fighters look true to themselves. I have to give hats off to 1024 because they, like I said in the first video, they did a really good job of rendering the graphics, especially for the players models and for the fighters themselves. As you can see, the new arena, the WBC arena, I don't think we had an arena like this in the first beta test, so that was a plus. We got a chance to actually play in one of these arenas that will be used in the actual game. They had a ring announcer. I don't know if they had a ring announcer last time. I think it was Jimmy Lennon Jr., so that was a big plus. You can see the cameraman standing over the ring, and that's a very big plus. That's immersion right there. One thing I would like to see them do in the future is change up the camera angles. Give us a chance to change our camera angle. I did not see that. We did have options to turn off the camera flash and camera tilt. We did not have a chance to change our camera angle. One thing I would like to see them add as well is give us a chance to make our own custom cameras. So if we wanted to have a true broadcast experience, you can do that. But overall, graphics were good. As usual, the fighters look true to themselves. I really like the way the gloves looked. Much more detailed than the first beta. The shorts look nice. Shoes look nice, as I hurt, Alexander Usyk right there. So I can't really say too much about the graphics that I haven't said already. Again, the referee not being in the ring is a big knock for me. Because that just adds to the immersion, seeing the referee in the ring. But other than that, the ring itself looks good. The ropes look good. The physics to the ropes were good. The turnbuckles look good. The advertisements in the ring looked good. The overall arena looked good. So it was definitely a fun experience looking at this game, and hopefully they can continue in polishing the graphics as we continue going down the road to early access. So with that being said, let's get into a few things about the gameplay that were different than the first beta. For one, and I saw a comment about this in the last video, for one, you can finally punch in different directions. And what I mean by that, you can finally punch while moving. So if you wanted to throw that check left hook, you can now do that. If you wanted to throw a jab from the back foot, you can now do that. That was one thing that was not in the first beta, and it definitely took some time getting used to. It was definitely harder than it looks, because if you're moving at all when you're throwing a punch, you will throw a check left hook or a check right hook or whatever direction you're moving in. You can throw a punch in that direction. It will just take a lot of power from your punches. So that was a big plus for me, and I know that was a big plus for a lot of people. What else about gameplay? The straights felt one thing that did feel good was the jab and the straights. I felt like I said this in the last video, but I felt like the jabs and straights were not, were kind of lackadaisical, and they felt like they had some impact, especially when you added the power modifier to that. You could throw a power jab, and I thought that was a big plus. The power jab, especially with longer fighters like Deontay Wilder, is a very big plus. Now, obviously, this was one of my first times playing this game, the second beta. So in this gameplay, I didn't really use that, and I did end up paying for it, as you'll see later in the clip. But you know, you could finally throw those power jabs and those power straights, and they felt really, really good. Even when you didn't add no power modifier to them, they felt really, really good. They felt really, really clean. Had a lot of impact to them. You could throw that piston-like jab, keep your opponent up off you. Combinations looked really good. Especially going to the body punching. Oh man, that's the best thing you could. You know, one of the most underrated things in boxing is a fighter who can, you know, have his different routes to the body. We see it all the time with guys like Errol Spence. His routes to the body are like incredible, and you can tell, you know, they put a lot of emphasis in the body punching in this game. Uppercuts did not feel as good as the first time, so that was one thing that I have to dock them for, is that uppercuts did not feel as good to the first as the first time, nor to the body nor to the head. They did not feel pretty good. They felt like they lacked impact, and they felt really, really slow. And when opponents are close to you like this, you really want to throw that uppercut with some vicious intent, and I felt like that was not in this beta. I felt like all the uppercuts were a little slow, lackadaisical, did not have much impact to them, but everything else felt pretty well. The hooks to the body felt good. Counter punching felt good. Sometimes when you would do counter punches, especially when you had, you know, an opponent at distance, sometimes the punch, as usual, would register when it did not connect. That was a big issue in the last beta, and it still continues to be an issue into this beta. Punches registering when they did not land. So that's a big issue that they need to fix. Footwork, as usual, was good. I won't say too much about that because you already know how I like the footwork. I did use the loose footwork a lot more in these gameplays, so you'll see that in the next fight I will bring up. But overall, gameplay felt much better than the first time around. It felt more fluid, less stiff at times. Sometimes your footwork and sometimes your movement would be slowed, and it felt like you'd be stuck in one place forever, or it felt like you couldn't move as fast as you wanted to. So that was another issue that I had. But other than that, you know, we're not really representing it true to life in this gameplay. But other than that, the game felt really polished. It felt more polished than the first time. Connectivity was good. I wasn't lagging as much. I definitely, as you can see, I took a nice little angle. The side step was good. You know, we weren't waiting forever to get into matches, so I definitely think they did a better job with this beta. Still some things they need to fix, especially with the ghost punching and, you know, the uppercuts not being as impactful as I would like. And some of the movement issues have to be fixed, especially when you're trying to get your opponent up out of there, and your fighter seems like he will not move. So that's a big issue. And this get up game is the bane of my existence. I lost so many fights in this beta from getting hit with a punch, going down, and not being able to understand the get up game, for either it being too hard or me just not liking it. It was something about it that I just did not like about the get up game. Hopefully they change that, or at least give us an option to change it, because not everybody likes that get up game, and I've seen clips about it. I've seen people post their feedback about it. They do not like it, so I would think about taking that out and putting a new mini game, if you want to put a mini game in there, or just base it on ratings and a button mash, and, you know, go from there. But I get the idea with it. They want to give you control, but it just felt like it made everything harder trying to get up. So, you know, it is what it is. I got slumped in this fight, but I definitely enjoyed this beta the second time around more than I did the first time around. All the fighters felt different. They had their own specific styles, and you're gonna see that in the next fight I post. But overall, I enjoyed this second beta. Hopefully they keep releasing stuff like this. I really like what Steel City Interactive is doing. They're being very transparent. You know, they're giving us a chance to try out the game, tell them what we like, what we don't like. So yeah, I'm gonna get up out of here and let you guys enjoy the gameplay. I will switch to the next fight. I'm still deciding whether I want to put 2 or 3 in here. So thank you guys for watching. And I will see you guys in the next video. Hopefully the next time you see this Undisputed game is when the game is fully out. So yeah, I'm gonna get up out of here. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.
Welcome to the WBC arena. What an the dark destroy. This bout is one of the hottest. And there's the bell to start the round. Haven't seen a lot of body shots or jabs for that matter. Incredible work rate. Quick punch scores. Quick punch scores. These middleweight type of fights, Johnny, you're obviously not going to see the speed you see in some of the lighter divisions or the power you see in some of the heavier divisions, but you sort of get the best of both worlds.
Look back in the history books, some of the best fighters in the world were the middleweights. Yes, the glamour division is the heavyweights, we know. But I'm telling you now, you look like these guys are on it. Fast, sharp, powerful. It hurts, and you can imagine that being you. They're the size of an average man.
Quick punch scores. There's a scoring blow. Seconds to go. I don't know which fighter is winning this bout. We're hoping for an all-action slugfest. Neither fighter willing to sit down on these punches. They're arm punches. They're scoring, but they're not going to hurt anybody. Got the better right hand. That's what we're going to see here between these two. Who's got the better right hand? That's what we're going to see here between these two. Surprised if these two fighters go the distance tonight, considering how much they've emphasized their physical fitness.
The middleweights are the best you can ever come across. Obviously, the glamour is a heavyweight, but the middleweight is the size of the average man or woman. When you get in there and you're letting the shots go, you've got power, you've got speed, you've got pace, you can stand, you can dance, you can do everything. We can look back in history. You know the amazing fights at middleweight are ridiculous. That is what writes our history book.
We're at the halfway point, and both of these fighters know the round is still up for grabs. Under a minute to go here in round two. This round moved by very quickly. Defense is not an option between these two warriors, but this fight is so close, you got to pull out all the stops here. Who's winning this fight right now? I have no idea.
It's too hard to split. Do you listen to your head or your heart?
They ring the bell, and here we go. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. To whom much is given, much is expected. World record purses for both of these fighters. They told us they'd be looking for the knockout, and that's what they're both going for. Oh, my! That's a game changer! They told us they'd be looking for the knockout, and that's what they're both going for here early. We're at the halfway point of this round, and both of these fighters have had their moments. Still could go either way.
You know what? These guys have had all the hype, had everything around them, and well-deserved because they're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges. Very close match. It shows the skill, the discipline, the respect both fighters have for each other because no one dare do anything out of turn.
Under a minute to go here in round 3. And this round is nearly over. These two fighters promised us great effort. And there's the bell to start the round. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Looks like they're going to try and be a little more elusive now. Who's going to be the first one to get rocked? Who will be buzzed first? Both of these fighters going for the gusto. For whom much is given, much is expected. World record purses for both of these fighters. Looks like they're going to try and be a little more elusive now. We're at the halfway point, and these guys have thrown enough punches for 5 rounds. A minute here to go in round 4. What a round this is. So far in this round, the offense has been better than the defense. Only 10 seconds to do something here. This fight could... We're hoping for an all-action slugfest. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. We may see an early stoppage here. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. They told us they'd be looking for the knockout, and that's what they're both going for here early. I can't believe we're only halfway through the round.
I've got to be maximum respect to the matchmaker because these guys are perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Under a minute to go here in round 5. Defense is not an option between these two warriors. Bomb for bomb, shot for shot. I mean, it's been all action this round, has it not? Last 10 seconds. And we may see a stoppage here. This fight is closer than 2 pages and a book, Johnny. They ring the bell, and here we go. You'd like to see more jabs. Trying to soften him up maybe for the later rounds, if it goes that far. It's a battle royale between 2 bombers. And we may see a stoppage here. This may be a round of the year contender, and we're not even halfway through the round. Both of these fighters are starting to slow down. Who's going to crack first? Always looking for that KO, and we... So it's onward and upward after another knockout win here.
What a build-up. What a journey towards this fight. What a fight itself. The crowd enjoyed it. The fighters enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed it. And what a way to end the fight. There's no mistake there about who won. What a shot.